Today should be a lot of fun. I'm out here with my brother-in-law, Larry Rogers, and I have been hearing about this pond that he's been fishing for the last couple of years and how many crappie are in this pond. And this pond is, I don't know how many acres, I'm gonna guess 6, 7 acres. It's kind of small to have crappie in it, but you said it's got a heavy population of crappie.
Very heavy population, both black and white crappie. Last year we saw around this time of year, they really started coming up to the banks, very active. You get a few bass, some big bluegills in the mix.
I go out with biologists and they'll always tell people, hey, if you're in a pond this size, try not to have white crappie because they will take over. And you're starting to see some hints of fish being stunted a little bit. A perfect way to handle that, get a rod and reel. Let's fill a skillet. What do you think?
Let's have some fun.
Let's make it happen.
Let's go.
What we got here? Oh, that's a largemouth. A small one, but it's a largemouth. I don't believe this one, well, first off, it's not 12 inches, and second, I don't have the heart to put a knife to a largemouth.
He needs to grow up a little bit.
Yeah. Man, look at that bluegill. That's a pretty good sized bluegill. Look at that, bigger than my hand.
There's one.
What you got there?
Looks like another bluegill.
Man, look at that. We were out here trying to catch a mess of crappie, but bluegill, it doesn't get any better than that. We ended up keeping a couple of these.
There's one.
Got one?
Looks like a bluegill.
Oh my, look at that. There's no reason not to be tickled to death to come out here and catch bluegill that size.
They're hungry, that's for sure.
We're just catching bluegill and bass, and that's a great thing. But let's walk around and see if we can't locate a pocket of crappie and hopefully put a couple in the cooler.
Sounds great.
Oh, another big bluegill, look at that. Man, I'll tell you one thing. I can't believe how many bluegill we're catching just throwing these little crappie magnet jigs. And the bluegill are out there 10, 12 feet of water. Bluegill are probably a month from building their nest, but that doesn't mean that they're not hungry and ready to eat.
Another bluegill. At the same spot every time. What do we got here? What do we got here?
Wait a minute.
We broke the ice.
Now look what you got, a crappie.
Found one.
Now was that thing further off the bank or?
It was out there. It's probably about 15 feet off the bank. There's another one. That was a little bit nicer. Got some size to him.
There you go. Uh-oh. You see that thing burn and drag for a second? We got a crappie here, I hope.
It's a nice one.
Black crappie. Looky there. Probably about 10 inches or so. I could tell something was a little different when that one hit. That's a pretty fish. I tell you what, black crappie, they're so incredibly beautiful, and when they get a little bit of thickness in that back, there's nothing better to eat than that right there.
Looks like a bluegill. Nice bluegill.
Daggone.
Big boy.
That is a big one. Uh-oh, we may have a crappie. It may be a bass. Oh my gosh.
Bluegill.
I've been tricked by a bluegill, thinking it was a crappie because it was burning my drag. Tell you what, you know you got a healthy population of really big bluegill when you come out here with little swim baits that a lot of times catch white bass on or crappie fish with, and you catch a big bluegill on every cast. If it looks like we're catching fish on every cast, it's because we're catching fish on almost every cast. But that's not normally the case. We come out here, we might film all day and get 20 good bites. But here, no, it's every cast.
Looks like I got his little brother.
You sure do.
Not exactly what we're looking for, but.
Trick photography. Look at this beast. Oh my gosh. No, not really. Good one there. Well, Larry, I'll tell you what a heck of a day.
Great day.
I mean, I don't know how many fish we caught, but we decided after catching, I don't know how many of these and throwing them back, wait a minute, my kids have been on my case for the last year about bringing home some fish to eat, and boy, we put the hammer to them.
We did. Great day out here.
Good fishing.
Thanks for having me.
Well, spring is the time of year that I catch myself bringing home a lot of fish. My kids are always on me, Dad, bring home some fresh fish. So I've tried to find new creative ways to make dishes that are healthy that my kids will really, really like. Fish is really, really good fried. Everybody knows that, but it's a little bit of work and it can be a lot of cleanup. And obviously we'd like to have more healthy options. So what I'm gonna do today is showcase a dish that really can be made, prepared the whole 9 yards and clean up in about 20 minutes. What we're gonna do today is gonna be just a fish dish over rice. And obviously, if you're gonna make this dish, you're gonna start out by doing your rice first because it's gonna take some time to boil this. You know, any type of white rice will work for this. I like jasmine or basmati rice because it really tends to hold the flavor of the fish. It's really mild and it holds that flavor very well. I'll be honest with you, my kids can't tell the difference, and for simplicity and time, I'm going the 90-second version, and we're gonna get this ready here in just a minute. But first, let's get our hands washed and get the fish seasoned, and we're gonna get them on the grill. All right, first thing we're gonna do is we're going to melt some butter. So you can use any kind of butter. I actually like the taste of this butter that's got garlic, Parmesan, and basil in it. I mean, how can you go wrong with that on fish, right? So we're gonna take some of this and we're gonna get it in a cup and melt it in the microwave. So I'm gonna put it in this coffee mug here. That'll probably be good. I'm gonna keep that spoon because I'm gonna use it again later on. Put this in the microwave for 20 seconds and we'll get ready. Now I'm gonna take my fish, I'm gonna lay them out on a pan here with some aluminum foil. And I'm gonna lay my fish out here in single layer, drizzle some of the butter over it, and I'm gonna put some seasoning on it. We're gonna keep the seasoning super simple. Probably my favorite seasoning for all types of wild game and fish is this Greek seasoning called Cavendier's. It can be found about anywhere. And then of course, this little Creole Cajun shake style seasoning. Can't go wrong with a little bit of this. So these are gonna be the main two ingredients on top of the butter that already has a little bit of garlic and Parmesan and basil in it. We're gonna put these on the grill at 425 degrees, and then we're gonna put it over a bed of rice. Kids love this dish, and it keeps all the mess outside, and really super simple. All right, so let's lay our fish out. These are all crappie and bluegill that were recently caught. I worry about them slipping through the grill or drying out a little bit, so I like to put them on aluminum foil. Now we're gonna take this butter that we've melted in the microwave, just gonna pour a little bit of this on it. It kind of helps it keep from sticking too. And then when this is all done, I'm gonna use a little bit of this reduced butter and mix it in with the rice. It really makes it delicious. I'm gonna wash my hands one more time. I'm gonna start off good old faithful Cavendier's. I'm gonna give it a pretty generous coat. All right, now I'm gonna come back with some of this Creole seasoning and do the same thing. Now, that is pretty much ready to go. I like a little smokiness on mine, so I use a little bit of this, which is a fishmonger. I'll put a little bit of this on a couple pieces I plan on eating. It gives just a little bit of smokiness that I think is great on fish. The grill's already hot. Let's keep these on the grill for 8 to 10 minutes. Should be ready to go. Let's get these fillets out of this pan, and I'm just gonna leave the aluminum foil right on the grill. Now's the time to go, since I'm doing ready rice, pop that in the microwave and get it ready. Come back down, everything should be set and ready to go. Literally 10 minutes from the time this hits the grill, we're eating. Well, these are pretty thin fillets. It's been about 8 minutes. Let's check them out. They smell like they're getting close. Oh yeah, these are done. Let's get the heat cut off, get the fillets back on the pan, and get them up ready to serve. and there's no mess on the grill either. We've kept any frying out of the house. Kids are eating healthy. Total of 15-minute prep time. We're ready. Gonna get these bowls, put a little bit of rice on the bottom. And then from here, I'm gonna take this spoon and take just a little bit of this butter and seasoning that was on this fish. Put that here on the bottom, on this rice. Mix it in real good. Now, put the fish on. All right, let's get the kids. All right, you guys ready? I don't have any veggies right now, but give it a try and tell me what you think. Well, what do you guys think?
It's good.
You like it?